Hey, you know what? Guess what? This is Talent Talk. You see all three of us today. We are live coming to you. I'm Jurgen. This is Steve. This is Davina. We're going to be talking about 2022, some of the things that happened, some questions that we got from some agents and a few folks ahead of time. And then we're also going to talk about what we anticipate, what we expect coming into the next year. So are you ready? Then let's go.
Happy New
Welcome.
Year.
Happy New Year. I don't know if it's
What
just
happened
me,
in 2022?
but it seemed like it went by quick. I don't know about if you guys got that feeling, but I'm excited about coming into 2023 and what's coming down the pipeline. So
Absolutely. Oh, and Davina, what should we say to start this off? There's something we
We
should be
should
saying, right?
say happy
Happy
birthday
birthday.
to you, Steve. It's your
oh,
birthday. Happy birthday, Steve.
thank you. Thank you.
Go,
Uh,
go.
Go. Oh yeah. All day. Just today.
just today. Not
Just
every
today.
day?
Not every
What
day.
birthday
You
is
realize,
this,
Steve, some
Steve?
people take a whole month. They don't go for the birthday, they go for the birth month.
Birthday month. I know. Yes. I am 51 today.
Ooh,
Wow, you
Wow.
wear it well.
Thank you. Thank
absolutely.
you. Yeah.
I'll,
Shoot.
I'll be knocking on that door soon.
You'll be there one day, Jurgen, soon.
Jurgen is like Peter Pan.
I wear
Uh,
green and kind of flit around, or if I'm no. Hey, you know what? So I know there are more than a few things to do today. We're actually looking for engagement. You can catch us on all the different social media platforms we're streaming across. I'm streaming on a couple of personal ones. We also have it streaming on our talent group. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We are on Instagram. You'll see it posted afterwards. Pretty much wherever you are, we want to be there. And if we're missing a channel, let us know. And if you enjoy what we do, like, subscribe, do all those things that help the algorithms help you find us. So we are at the beginning of a new year. We had one pass. We've got a couple of questions, and it sounds like talked to Jared ahead of time. The way a few of the questions are going are there are a few questions about kind of brokerage and some with the agents, but then there are some that are to do with the market and what happened and what we're expecting to come along. So if we wanted to start with questions first and just kind of dive in, Jared, do you have that first question ready for us? Yes, he does. So the first question we have is, Steve, Davina, what do you recommend for every agent? Again, this is that broker question. In Washington State, agents are brokers. So this could go agent or broker. What do you recommend for every agent to do to help set themselves up for success in 2023? Because 2022 is interesting. We were on the speedway. We were on a racetrack, just going so fast to begin the year. And then mortgage rates, they shot up and it felt less like a racetrack and more like a roller coaster. All of a sudden, things got really, you didn't know what was going to happen next. So
yeah.
coming off of that, having this quick shift and transition, what do agents need to do in 2023 to start the year to be successful and continue and carry on to be successful through the year?
One of the things that I've been working on with and talking with a lot of brokers is you need to have a plan to build your business, and in that plan, one of the main things you need to have is just kind of a making sure that you have a daily schedule set of what you need to do to succeed, a business plan, and that's what we've been talking to a lot of our brokers about, is putting together a business plan that like what you're doing on a daily basis. without a plan, you're just kind of shooting from the hip, and it's hard to hit that goal if you're shooting from the hip. So that would be one of my advices that I'd be working with and giving to brokers.
Yep.
So be direct, be focused, and don't just wing it. Have a plan.
Have a plan.
Nice.
Yep. I think that's super important, Stephen. I would say number 2 would be mind your database. Mind your database. And if you don't have a database, you really do, but you need to get it somewhere. So getting all of your people, because you can get a plan, but if you don't have anyone to connect with or reach out to, then this is a people business. So we need to be talking with people, and they need to be in a system and have them organized so that you're having scheduled reach outs to them. And you can't do that if you don't have a database. So you can't do it very well. So get your database together. Whether it doesn't matter, some people get so tied up in what type of database or what type of CRM. Just use one and get them in there and start making those reach outs.
Absolutely. So mind your relationships, make sure you're connected, and do all the things that you should be doing, because this is a relationship business, right?
Amen.
Yeah,
it is. Just talking about success for 2023, where I've been meeting with a lot of brokers in our office, and one of the biggest things and challenges that we talk about is it is a relationship business, and we're always talking about that. And a lot of that goes into, which they don't necessarily, a lot of people see the glamour of being a real estate agent and they get into the business. But one of the key points is really what Davina said, is reaching out and having that database work for you, nurturing those relationships, personal engagement activities. And when I talked about the business plan, it's making sure that you put those personal engagement activities in there. And when I talk about personal engagement activities, it really goes into like talking, meeting new people, finding people who are looking at buying and selling every day. I mean, those are some of the challenges that, brokers have. And we really dive into and talk about how to nurture those relationships, how to find people who are looking at buying and selling. So I think the broker who's going to succeed this year is a broker who's going to be able to master that, to be able to get out there, talk to new people, meet new people, mine their database, and put that database to work for them.
Yeah,
I really do.
I agree with both of you immensely that from a plan perspective, that this is not a year to wing it. This is not a year to make it up as you go. And from a relationship standpoint is to lean deeper, lean bigger into your relationships, because people have questions. Anyone who's watching that's not engaged or is not a real estate agent, you have questions. And just like we're on here wanting to give great information, we want to be able to help and serve. So inside of our relationships, we need to be the people who are looking to serve. So in linking both of those together, I think the other aspect is just consistency. So whatever you do, be consistent about it, give expectations, and then live into those. And that's not only sharing within your database itself, it's also the people that are engaged in your life, letting them know what's happening, share with them, because they want to support and help you out as well. And then there was I had one thing that kind of linked into there on the consistent. Oh, and this is tying a bit into what both of you were saying as well, is if you're consistent, don't wait for it to be perfect. Don't miss progress for perfection. So don't wait till everything is perfect before you start to get into action. Get into action, because if real estate is really all about the relationships, there's nothing that we can do more than find somebody to serve, because that's where all of our value is, how we serve other people. So
Yep. Agree with that.
Okay. And those together. Jared, you have another question for us, don't you? I'm pretty sure. Ah, there it is. Oh, you know what? Community is not only in our database, community is within the community itself, like the areas that we serve outside of, or even in the office, celebrating and being in communication with our peers and the people that we work with, whether they're the agents, whether they even affiliates, just being able to celebrate and support each other. So, with that in mind, what was your favorite office event? What's your favorite thing that we did in 2022? Whether that was just kind of an internal thing, whether it was something that was more of community service. Is there one that really stood out for you?
Yeah, our breast cancer event was, I feel like it was number one. We had community and within ourselves, and then the whole purpose of the event was for not for us specifically, but for a cause, for cancer, for breast cancer. And so that was our breast cancer night. We had our poker night. We wore pink. It was fun. We raised money for breast cancer for the American Cancer Society. It was just great. It was great. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, ditto that. Ditto that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we just feel great about doing it because it's totally in service and selfless. And it's not only the fact that we get to do that, there's so many people that when we reach out, they step up to help contribute. They want to be a part of that giving. And that's what I think is incredible. It's not just doing something on your own, but being able to get others to walk that path with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
We got to start ramping up for that October event already, don't we? We need
already put some planning in,
right?
Yeah. But there are always spots where we're looking to serve. Even at the end of the year, we did a great coat drive, and even as we did our Christmas party, brokers brought in additional coats, and I don't even know what the number is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it was well over 100 coats that were donated to kids who it's cold. They need shelter. They are disadvantaged, and being able to step up and be able to give something that eases a little bit of that burden, that's awesome too.
Yep. Yeah.
Living life as a contribution. That's what we do here. And it feels good. It feels good to give. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a question that kind of is in line with that. Jared, what's the next question we got? Ooh, this is going straight for it. What is a personal or business goal for each of you in 2023? So, Steve, you were talking about one of the things that an agent needs to do or have is a goal or a plan on how to get things done. And normally, if you've got a plan, you have a plan because you have a goal in some way. So if you're thinking about what you do, I mean, you do start with Steve, then over to Davina and myself. You do so much with education, with leadership within the office, but with that education piece, it's not only leadership and education in our office, it's also serving the Thurston County Realtors as the education director.
Yeah.
What's a goal or two that you have going into 2023?
23. It is
no, 1 or 2, not 23.
That's dang it! I was ready. I had a list.
I mean, we have time. We can't.
A couple of the goals that I have for 2023 is really leaning in and being better intentional with reaching out and staying connected with my database, my sphere of influence, and just diving deeper into some of those relationships within our company, with our brokers, with my sphere and my database out there. That would be one. And then the other one is actually something that you've been doing, Jerry, and that I noticed is video and leaning into video and putting some videos out there. you've made a commitment to do it daily. I'm like, whoa, I was just like trying to get one video out a week, but all right.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, those are a couple things.
and Steve, I know this is one too that we've talked about, and it's with the business shifting, transitioning a bit, and people, there are agents that need leadership. Is just being able to either by example or by guidance, being able to have a little more hands-on when it feels like business is kind of crazy and we have very little time to breathe. That we're like on the we're just trying to stay on the bucking horse, right? We're not necessarily trying to lead it as much as just stay in the saddle. But as it slows down, we can start to help lead a lot more. And I know that was one of the things you'd also talked about too.
Yeah, absolutely. Working with our team and helping grow. Where can we make small improvements to build their business? Whatever it is, I mean, that's what I'm there for. Those are things that we're looking for, is to be able to help people wherever we can. And my role is working with the brokers and helping them be able to grow, build a business. And sometimes it's just those small things. It's connecting the dots, those little gaps and bridges in between. How do we get from here to here? And then it gets bigger, it gets stronger. And how do we, all right, now that we're here, how do we get from here to here? And as we grow and as we get stronger, I mean, our business gets stronger, we get stronger, we get better. Building a better business, better broker, more production, all that stuff.
I like that, Steve. When you say getting stronger and breaking down a little bit, it makes me think about how does muscle actually build? Well, muscle builds by getting broke down and then growing back stronger. And a shift in the real estate market doesn't have to be something that is that's necessarily a bad thing, especially because it's really just a normalization of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have to break down every occasionally to get better at all the things we do, then we should welcome those opportunities.
Yeah. There's always change. It's how there's always change. It's just how we adapt to it. In 2022, that change happened really quick, and there's a lot of factors. So it's, sometimes if people aren't ready for it or if they're not ready for it or they just don't know how to handle it, that's what we're there for, is just to help guide them through.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Davina?
Yep.
You definitely have some things on your mind too.
Oh, I have way too much on my mind.
Not 23 though.
Way too much on mine. So, I think about, and I've got some personal goals and some business goals. And the only thing that I can think that wraps all of those around is, oops, you got half my head in here. Let me scoot into the frame and get dressed. So, there's a word that has resonated with me that through the end of the year, and it's renewal. It's renew. And I think that is really part of my personal and business goals, and in such as this renewing of my relationships in business and in my personal life, renewal of my mindset in business and personal life, and for me, that means doing things that I don't feel like doing things that I've never done before, because I don't want things to be the same. The only way you're going to have change is to do something different and do something new. So getting past my fears of what do other people think, or what if I fail, or what if, so just a renewal of all areas for me is big, even social media. So this is like okay, I'm calling myself out here. I'm, you got to be on social media, you got to do video. But then I'm like, okay, Davina, why aren't you doing the things that you say you are, that are so important? So you're going to be seeing, the goal for me is to be more visible, make more of an impact and be more connected this year than ever. And that is my goal. We're in the first week of January. Haven't seen me there yet, but believe me, call me out on it. If you're not seeing me, like, Davina, what's going on? I got to step it up, renewal of that mind, body, soul, spirit. That's my goal for this year. And I hope that it overflows and it encourages other people. And I hope that I can be encouraged. And I know that I'll be encouraged by other people around me too. And I have been, for sure.
Nice.
Love it.
You know, as you were saying that, it was getting me thinking about, and you used the word impact.
Mm-hmm.
And quite some time ago, I came up with an acronym that I liked. But sometimes, you know, we come up with things and then we kind of forget about them for a little bit because we don't just stay focused in on them.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, I was thinking about it like, hey, I want ice in my veins. And not because I want to be with a cold heart or anything. But when I was thinking about ice in my veins, I was thinking about it as an acronym of impact, communication, and experience. Like, those are the things that I really want in life. And when I have my highest energy levels and when I feel the most inspired by things, I feel like I'm living into those three things. I'm having impact with somebody or something in life. I'm communicating. So I'm not sitting on my own and I'm not just in my thoughts. I'm actually circulating, and then I'm experiencing, because again, these things don't happen when I just sit and think. I don't get any of that by
Mm-hmm.
thinking. It's in the execution. So yeah, I loved when you said that, because I was thinking impact, communication, experience. Those are the things that I really want to drive me. And sometimes I need to be refreshed and remembered it.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I feel like we've been down, Don and I have been down here in Arizona for about a year and a half. We absolutely love the experience, but I haven't been completely engaged in the real estate market down here. With a little shift, I was looking around going, you know what? How much fun is this going to be to actually do real estate in Arizona? So yeah, I'm focusing in on actually some transactional things, really getting into the market. Steve, you mentioned I am making a commitment to put myself out there, going live, posting videos, making sure that I have an ability, an opportunity to make impact, to have communication, to get those experiences. Because otherwise, if I don't have that, it's really, really draining and boring. And I'm not a very good Jurgen if I'm not like that.
I'm not a good Jurgen.
So shameless plug, Jurgen is the AZ connection. So if anybody has a real estate need in Arizona, he's the man.
Yeah. And you notice I'm completely committed to it. I've been having like my name when I've been going live. I've just been using my name. But I actually went through and I did the things I haven't done in a long time. I cleaned up or I'm in the process of cleaning up all my socials, but I made sure that any platform that you go to look me up on that I'm participating on, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Twitter, whether it is YouTube, whatever, that at Jurgen Robinson, you'll be able to find me there. So I want to make sure that not only am I going to participate, but I can be consistent in the experience I deliver across. So.
Good.
Yeah.
That is good.
All right. So Jared, we answered that question. We knocked one more out. Do we have another waiting in the wings?
We have like 5 minutes left before time flies when you're having fun, good conversation.
It does. Jared, what's the next one up, buddy?
Yeah. And can each of you give a prediction on how you think the market will go in 2023? So just because we started before we answer that question, we split up our talent talks to be like at the beginning of the month. Davina is normally going to do a community, but since the year just ended, thought this was a great way to come on, get some interaction, and really just communicate with everybody. On the second week of the month, Friday, 8:15 Pacific time, 9:15 Arizona time during this time, Mountain Standard Time. We'll go on and do a market report, which I'll do. Then Steve has normally something in the third week of the month, same time, same day of the week, lined up to do connecting with more on the broker side or the agent side, things that would be interesting, more specifically if you're in the industry, but it's really kind of cool to be able to listen to, even if you just want to be like the fly on the wall and see what happens in real estate. And then the last week, doing something where we all get together again and maybe just have some conversation, do an AMA, ask me anything, whatever we can do to be of service. But that way we can always work on being consistent as well. So the reason I said that is we will do more of a wrap up and a forecasting market report next week. So if we end with this one, I know we probably won't get to the seventh one, but Davina, Steve started the last one. What is your prediction for the market in 2023?
Coming out of 2021, 2021 started out, we were in that, high, activity, multiple offers, from, in the last few years have been going, it's been like the Wild West. It's been a rodeo, right? I think that, and I really believe that this shift is going to make it it's definitely been a positive shift if you can look at it as more of a normalization of a normal market. If you've been in the business for the last 10 years, you've not known a normal market. You've known an accelerating market, interest rates that have fallen to below, interest rates that have been on sale. As interest rates went up high, as what we see as high, they probably aren't as high as they would have been had we had a normal had a normal in the last 10 or even 5 or 7 years. So what I see is a more even playing field for buyers and sellers in this market. We already are seeing contracts getting accepted. There has been a halt in a very a slowing of transactions because of the interest rates. But I see interest rates leveling out, going down a little bit. People are doing those 2-1 buy downs, 3-2-1 buy downs, waiting for the interest rates to come down so they can refinance in this next year, hopefully. So I see interest rates coming down a little bit. And this is not just my prediction. This is kind of what the economists are saying as well. But interest rates coming down a little bit, prices still staying steady. So not this dip of, bankruptcies and foreclosures and things like that. So hold on. I see an even playing field and a nice, healthy market coming in 2023. That's what I see.
Keyword healthy.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Davina's assessment of the marketplace. It's just, we're coming out at the end of the year where it has been just a little slow with the time of the year that we were in. Interest rates and settling. I see buyers who have a little bit more confidence in the market, and they're out there right now. They're getting they're being pushed off the wall, hopping off the wall, whatever it is, but they're back in the marketplace right now, and we're seeing a lot more activity on the broker level. And I work with a lot of the brokers and putting transactions together, so I'm able to talk with them and get a feel for when people are putting stuff together. So we're seeing a lot of more activity right now. And I definitely see that normalizing of the market when we talk about shifting. Nothing bad. We saw it coming, but for those who haven't been in the market for, a longer period of time, it's part of the process of the market correction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to concur. I'm going to agree with both assessments there that it is a normalizing. We haven't known. We've talked about for years. We've talked about what a normal market is supposed to be based on past and the way it has been in times before. But we haven't had a normal market in such a long time. So it really was because the interest rates accelerated as quickly as they did, and it threw everybody into a bit of a tailspin. Buyers, sellers no longer were just able to put it on the market for whatever and just go under contract. Buyers got freaked out because it more than doubled in rates through the year, and really it more than doubled in only a few months' time. Just there was that sticker shock. But when we look at the supply and demand, we're actually in a pretty balanced market, even though it feels like it's really off kilter. It's only because our perspective we've only got this short perspective of the past couple of years where it's been so heavily weighted one side that it hasn't been healthy. Now we have a chance to be healthy. Now we just need to adjust to it. Things are going to take a little longer. People have a moment to breathe, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it's an adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
What's also going to be what I see this year is people will become we won't get back down to the sub 3 interest rates, and we shouldn't be, but we'll get accustomed to where the rates are. It'll come down a little bit more, and when it's in that 5-6 range and it is consistent over a period of time and people become accustomed to it, buyers will have more confidence as they step back into the market. Sellers will know better what to expect as well. And then from an appreciation standpoint, because of the rates and because of how quickly everything has appreciated over the past few years, I would think we're probably going to kind of stay right about. We're probably not going to go up very much. We're probably not going to go down very much because the market says we're fairly well balanced. But we probably won't see a lot of appreciation this year as we just reset our feet.
Mm-hmm.
And most tend to think that by the mid part of this year, either going into the second quarter or towards the end of the second quarter, we really should return to a much more normalized market where activity is good and people are moving not for speculative reasons, but they're moving because why people have always moved. Life changes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's adding to the family. Sometimes it's losing, graduating people out of the family into their own new living environments, or relocations for jobs, or investing. There are all these different things that have traditionally been the reason why people have done things. And it just feels like, yeah, we're finally getting back to balance.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Hear it. So, there's definitely a lot to look forward to and not be fearful of this year. And especially for, our professionals in our industry, whether they're in real estate sales, whether they're doing the home inspections, whether they're doing the lending, and even on the title and escrow side of things. Everything is definitely connected. And one of the things that we have to do is back to staying in communication, making those plans, setting expectations, not just shooting from the hip. Now it's time for us to actually work and invest in the things that are important to us. For these last few years, you only had to really have much of a pulse and a heartbeat to be a player in this industry, right? So it's time.
And Davina,
yeah,
right in line with what you're saying. On one side, we talked about connection and engaging, and sometimes that might feel like, hey, we just weren't doing our job. We weren't nurturing or caring for the relationships. But really, the market has been so heated. There are more than enough conversations I have with agents that they're relooking. When the market just went crazy, they weren't able to do the things that they've been doing before. They weren't able to do some of their client appreciations. They weren't able to do a lot of the communication, the touch bases, et cetera, because there was always something that kept rolling their attention away from it.
Right. Time.
That now they have an opportunity to go, oh my gosh, I can get back to what I actually love about real estate in the first place. It's not frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about service and relationships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, again, with that being said, there are a lot of, we've seen a lot of people that have gotten into real estate during this time that a lot of them aren't even here. I mean, people have left the industry already just in the last few. So, the people that are serious about their business, That's what really is, we're the level of professionalism that we have as realtors and as real estate professionals in this business. I'm just really looking forward to seeing the impact and the growth that's ahead of us. So
I'll say it too. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So we've got to our time. We actually left a question on the board, but that's okay. We actually went through a lot, and hopefully everyone, if you made it this far, hopefully you've enjoyed some of the content. Tune in. This is what we do on Fridays. We either are going live or we're posting up content. You should be able to find us across the board on the socials, from Facebook to Instagram to LinkedIn to Twitter to YouTube. The major ones. If there's a platform that you want to see us on, let us know. We'll try to get there too. But as we wrap up, Steve, you have any final thoughts?
You know what? If you are thinking about buying, selling, investing, or if you're a broker looking to build and growing your business and you want some help with any aspect of your business, reach out to us. We want to be your real estate resource. John L. Scott Talent Group. We've got the tools, training, the leadership to really help you grow, buy, sell, invest. We can help you.
Nice.
Yeah. And we talked about this guy right here in Arizona, right? I want to remind you that we're not just local, we're global. So, even if you are not in the market to buy or sell, or, I'm sure that there's conversation, there's someone that that might need some help or some advice. And this is no matter what state or even what country you're in, we actually can help you. Wow. Like, our reach is through the global. So with that being said, we're in 60 countries. I don't know if it's more than that now, but it's 60 countries that we have a reach to. So just want to remind everyone of that. Sometimes I even forget how big our reach is. So just want to put that out there as well, that we can help. We can help.
Yeah. And just if you ever have any questions, put them. You can comment. You can direct message us. Whatever works. And it's not if you have a question, it's okay to ask a question. You don't have to. There doesn't have to be an ulterior motive. It's a no commitment type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is we're just here to serve. And if we serve, what we do know, there's a quote from Zig Ziglar that if you can have anything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. And so if we keep our heart just in service and finding ways to help people out, it'll all come back to us tenfold. So it doesn't matter if you have a question, if you just need a little advice, we'll help you however we can. And that is absolutely a no commitment type of thing. Just let us help if you can.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. One thing that hasn't changed is stepping outside of the comfort zone and using those 4 letters that really resonate with what we do here and what we want to see others do as well, and what we need to stay mindful of. And we're going to go out with those 4 letters right now on the count of 3. Birthday boy, you want to count us down?
All right, I will. Let's do this. Affirmation time. 1, 2, 3.
Be
bold.
Woo!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm just looking for our outro, and I know it's here.
Steve.
All right.
Thank you.